A Love Rekindled Next Door. In the vibrant city of Lagos, Nigeria, life sprinted with energy and rhythm. Amidst the urban weaving, two neighboring families found themselves connected by more than just a shared fence. Amara Okoye, a successful entrepreneur in her mid-30s, had built a life of comfort and stability for herself and her 10-year-old daughter, Adis. After the painful end of her marriage 5 years prior, Amara had immersed herself in her work, channeling her energy into providing the best for Adis. Love, she believed, was a chapter best left in the past. Next door lived Chidi, a dedicated architect and single father to his 9-year-old son, Kelechi. Chidi's wife had passed away 3 years earlier, leaving him to navigate the challenges of parenthood alone. His world revolved around his son and his work, leaving little room for personal pursuits. The children, Adis and Kelechi, became fast friends, their laughter echoing through the compound as they played. It was through their bond that Amara and Chidi's paths began to intertwine. Initially, interactions between Amara and Chidi were limited to polite greetings and occasional discussions about their children's activities. However, as Adis and Kelechi's friendship deepened, so did the frequency of their parents' encounters. One evening, as the sun set over the city, casting a warm glow over the neighborhood, Adis and Kelechi pleaded for a little more playtime. Amara and Chidi found themselves seated on a bench, watching their children with fond smiles. "They've become quite the duo," Chidi remarked, his eyes following the children's playful antics. Amara nodded, a soft chuckle escaping her lips. "It's heartwarming to see them so happy." A comfortable silence settled between them, broken only by the children's laughter. In that moment, amidst the fading lights and the symphony of the city, a subtle connection began to form. One Saturday, Adis and Kelechi devised a plan to bring their parents closer. They proposed a trip to the Lekki Conservation Center, a serene escape from the city's hustle. Faced with their children's pleading eyes, Amara and Chidi agreed. The day was filled with laughter and discovery. The children led their parents along the canopy walkway, pointing out monkeys and exotic birds. Amara, initially hesitant about the heights, found reassurance in Chidi's steady presence. At a picnic spot, as the children played nearby, Amara and Chidi unpacked the lunch baskets. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, touching on topics from work challenges to childhood memories. "You have a beautiful smile," Chidi commented, his gaze sincere. Amara felt a warmth spread across her cheeks. "Thank you, Chidi. It's been a while since I've smiled this much." Chidi's expression softened. Life has its challenges, but moments like this remind us of its joys. Their eyes met, and for the first time in years, Amara felt a flutter of hope. Weeks turned into months, and the bond between the two families grew stronger. Yet, unspoken feelings lingered between Amara and Chidi, both hesitant to cross the boundaries of friendship. One evening, as dark clouds loomed overhead, Adis and Kelechi insisted on playing outside. The first droplets of rain began to fall, and the children squealed in delight, dancing in the downpour. Amara and Chidi sought shelter under a gazebo, watching their children with amused eyes. The rain created a cocoon of intimacy, isolating them from the rest of the world. "Do you ever think about finding love again?" Amara's question was barely audible over the rain's rhythm. Chidi turned to her, surprise evident in his eyes. "I do, but the fear of loss holds me back." Amara nodded, her gaze fixed on the raindrops. "I understand. Vulnerability is terrifying." Chidi reached out, gently lifting her chin to meet his gaze. "But without vulnerability, we miss out on the beauty of connection." Time seemed to stand still as they inched closer, the world around them fading into oblivion. Their lips met in a tentative kiss, a promise of possibilities. The days following their shared kiss were filled with uncertainty. Both Amara and Chidi grappled with their emotions, torn between the desire for companionship and the fear of repeating past heartaches. One afternoon, As they watched their children rehearse for a school play, Chidi broke the silence. Amara, I value our friendship deeply, but I can't ignore the feelings that have grown. Amara sighed, her eyes reflecting her inner turmoil. Chidi, I've built walls to protect myself and Adis. Letting them down scares me. Chidi took her hand, his touch reassuring. We can't predict the future, but we can choose to embrace the present. Together, we can create a new narrative. Tears welled in Amara's eyes as she nodded, a smile breaking through her uncertainty. Perhaps it's time to write that story. Embracing their feelings, Amara and Chidi embarked on a journey of blending their lives. They organized family outings, shared meals, and supported each other's careers. The children, ecstatic about the evolving dynamics, often played the role of matchmakers, orchestrating family game nights and movie marathons. One evening, as they all gathered for dinner, Kelechi looked up with innocent curiosity. Are we a family now? The question hung in the air, laden with emotion. Amara and Chidi exchanged a glance before Chidi responded, we are building something beautiful together. Adi's eyes sparkled with joy. Does that mean you'll get married? Laughter filled the room, easing the tension. Amara ruffled her daughter's hair. One step at a time, my love. Months passed, and the bond between the two families solidified. On a serene evening, under the starlit sky, Chidi led Amara to the courtyard where their journey had begun. Amara, he began, his voice filled with emotion, meeting you has been a blessing I never anticipated. You've brought joy and love back into my life. He knelt, presenting a ring that gleamed in the soft light. Will you marry me? Tears streamed down Amara's face as she nodded, her voice choked with happiness. Yes, Chidi. 1,000 times, yes. Their children, having eavesdropped from a distance, erupted into cheers, rushing to embrace them. The wedding was a celebration of love, resilience, and new beginnings. Friends and family gathered, witnessing the union of two souls who had found their way back to love through shared experiences and unwavering support. Adis and Kelechi stood proudly as the flower girl and ring bearer, their smiles reflecting the joy that radiated throughout the ceremony. As Amara and Chidi exchanged vows, they knew that their journey, marked by loss and healing, had led them to a love